Last session you stood in the hush after victory, the violet portal finally steady. Death giants pushed the last of the shadow spawn off the ridges as Zimbracel's chant faded and glowing sigils climbed your hands. The ritual bound Eldrith Umbral to the far side and named you guardians here, roadmasters, not highwaymen, keepers of who and what may pass. Exhaustion gave way to purpose. Barrett Grimmiron, coughing through bruised ribs, asked the hard question, to what end? He bared his truth. A Crimson Order slaughtered years ago, his brother Braun missing, perhaps captive, perhaps complicit. Would you stand with him if the trail turned deadly? You answered with a shared code. Save who can be saved, stop who cannot. You saw to his wounds and brought him fully into the fold. Before you left the Shadowfell's border works, you found Esmeralda, the giant commander who had aided you. You proposed a split of the Nightmare Beast's remains. Her people would harvest and send your portion. Crossing the arch back into the mine, you met Sergeant Sendron's contingent, and by the light of Calder's whispered torch, Barrett caught what others missed. The mine's mithril had drunk deep of shadow, a prize and a peril demanding strict stewardship. You threaded skiffs through Zarsith Kittrell's ravine city, bridges of crystal light, lifts humming with brimstone. Overhead, a one-winged hawk spiraled down and landed on Callan's arm. It bore a pristine bandage that spoke in a calm, feminine voice, "Well done." Callan tied the blue-silver cloth around his forearm without elaboration. Calder added a triumphant verse to the Dragon Gaslighter's song as he introduced Barrett to Sammy, the many-legged mimic luggage who answers to Samsonite. The council, Sarathasia, Vermosi, and Jun, drew you into a private chamber off the high platform. Calder laid out the sequence. The ghostly soul mage made whole, the amulet lifted under pressure while Callan dragged two terrors off the ritual site, the plane itself shuddering as greater beasts came and fell. The gate was now stable but must be managed. You urged the city to let you do it. Tight entry rules, paid watch with rest, gradual growth, and information discipline. They pressed on risk. Unique exports make tempting targets. Partners cannot be controlled, while you argued the Shadowfell's rigid governance, the leverage of singular goods, and the need to police a shadow-laced mithril seam. Resolution came with responsibility. The council named you trade overseers of the portal, asked you to submit an organizational plan and proposed ranks, and suggested Duergar miners, citizens here, as partners, providing a letter of introduction. They promised to consider further boons and placed a chest of 5,000 gold in your hands for a victory that spared lives. You left still marked by battle, with a city's road to shape, a mine to secure, and a brother's trail somewhere in the noise, all pointing to the same truth. What you opened would define what comes through next.
All right. So, during our time here, we decided all of you were able to get a chance to recoup and establish your areas, as well as maybe some things together, and what this whole thing looks like. To carry out your responsibilities so that the council can provide you with the correct certifications and whatnot. And so with that, who's given some thought and wants to kind of talk about what they were coming up with? Credentials, that's the word I was looking for.
I'll go first. So the title I came up for myself was the Veiled Liaison, and so I would be the the first person to meet with potential people that wanted to trade with the Shadowfell, or that just wanted to travel there through our road, and so would be training obviously the I don't want to call it garrison because these wouldn't necessarily be military men. This is more like the talkers. I guess kind of like the entry TSA people, not quite TSA, but like setting up like, okay, this is what you're doing. I've got like my 5 basic interview questions, like why do you seek the Shadowfell? What are you prepared to lose if the Shadowfell takes notice of you? What do you believe will be on the other side? So that way we can correct them and be like, no, actually that's fully wrong. This is what you're going to have to deal with.
Shadowfell preparedness.
Yeah, sounds like half customs, half orientation.
Yeah, like who will mourn you should you fall?
Right.
Like
When you
so that
fall.
way we can like, you know, let your loved ones know, like,
What if the
hey,
next of kin-
they never came back. And if you return changed, will you accept that truth? To kind of mimic
Yeah,
what's his name had referenced, like, hey, if people come back changed, like, what are you gonna do with them? And then
Do you have to sign a waiver to go through the portal?
yeah, basically, and getting to that, you and Alaric and Eldrith would have had to do the magical machinations for this, but essentially shadow passes, like passports to travel to and from where the ink fades, and you have to like get it renewed, so that way you can continue using it. And like if it's like, oh, you know what, you've caused too many issues, like you're banned. Like you can no longer trade through our portal type thing.
If
It's
that's
just
the
an
case,
illusory
they should
strip spell.
honestly be kicked out of the city.
We were given authority over like this. I didn't want to fully be like, yeah, you're out of Zareth Kittrell fully, because they might still trade with them. Like I don't know who else they're trading with, but yeah, that was like my general scope of things. Of like, so interviewing, like, hey, what's your purpose for going there? Like, are you aware of where you're going in actuality, or is this just like you're like a frat party that's trying to be like, yo, let's go check out the Shadowfell? It's like, no, dog, you are not prepared. Try again next time.
I think it'd be easiest for Alaric to kind of settle into old norms before being adventurer, before going to school to learn magic. He kept books for his family business. They were carpenters, and so this is in his wheelhouse of things he knows, at least basics of, is how to set that up, how to do whole collection, taxation of goods, like appraisal of goods that are trying to be shipped back and forth between places, and trying to help set that up. And then the other thing that he it's not his forte, but he would try to help in the working with Calder in like, oh, do we need to set up a zone of truth area for people coming through, or do we need any magical safeguards? Because I think right now it's limited to humanoids coming through a portal on both sides, but still, if we wanted added measures of security, Alaric would try to help in that regard.
Probably humanoid and Fae.
Yeah. So, and again, like not just with people, but with the goods being transported, it's like detect poison, or like all the things that
Valid.
you need to kind of supervise and monitor things. It's like when you go to Hawaii
for that.
Yeah. It's like when you go to Hawaii and they're like, you can't bring any food, can't do it, not allowed. So yeah, that was my thoughts for where Alaric would help.
So, sorry.
Kind of on this, like a little bit with Calder ish. He's like gonna be taking like a different section of it, kind of thing. But like Celicus would be workshopping kind of like a specific like merchant skill to handle a lot of like the paperworking process of things, because there's obviously going to be needing like paperwork for this shit. There's going to be like uh uh documents of which trading groups are going to have their own people travel to and from, and like there's going to be needing like some kind of organization on both ends of who's going back and forth. Those particular people, oh, those people committed a crime, well, you're going to have to send different people and not these ones, and we're going to need to know that they're who's who. But he also he has some experience with like just handling document stuff, but he's not a merchant. But who is a merchant? His sister. So one day, Seleucus is sitting down and he's writing a letter, and he's like, "Dear Camilla, I'm alive. I know, I should have written sooner, but these past months have been fraught with so many events, I dare not write them all down. There is simply not enough parchment. Regardless, I am safe and still whole despite the mess I have gotten myself in. I write to you now from Zereth Kithril, from the lodgings paid for by the Council of Scale and Tooth, no less. We have done something here that is, frankly, beyond what I can do alone." And in his head, he's like, "Please help me." "Trade opportunities have presented themselves, and I am in need of talents befitting the mightiest merchant I know." And then there's like a long pause, and he's looking at like a candle or out a window or something, and he's just like pensive. And then he writes, "But also, I think I just need my sister again. Seleucus." And then he folds it up and he sends it out.
Nice. Love it. So you summon your sister.
Everybody, okay. Are you, Seleucus, are you done? I want it.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of going through my head what we were talking about earlier, and essentially, Kalen wants to start what would start off as an SRT, a swift response team, because he's a soldier, 100% through and through. All he has known all of his life is combat. Not really defense, and that's what Barrett and to a lesser extent Calder are doing. For him, for this group, it is a proactive group where you have they are most likely would not be set within either Zereth Kittrell or on the gate. They would be, and now this is a perfect time for the word garrison, they would be garrisoned outside of Zereth Kittrell, whether it be directly out, probably directly outside, and then the other side we would need Alaric probably to help set up. They would be on the other side working with and training with the Storm Giants and the other forces of the Shadowfell, because most of the threats we can assume would probably want to get in from the Shadowfell. And while we have guards at the gate, it's Kalen's firm belief that we have more of a responsibility, that threats that are coming up before the gate, that would be hit by the Storm Giants, but we can't expect them to constantly guard their side without our help. And then if something were to happen on our side, ask them to help when we didn't. So there would be rotations happening every 3 months where you would have a group, you'd have one garrison out in front of Zereth Kittrell training, doing what they need. 3 months later, they would ship off to the Shadowfell for another 3 months where they would learn tactics. They would get their exposure to the Shadowfell, so that in the event that something did happen, it would not be their first time there. It would also not be their first time seeing a storm giant or seeing some other crazed monstrosity that was coming through the Shadowfell that might scare them to death. We want it to be so that it's never normal, but it's not something that's going to stop them. So that was my idea. And the one thing that was coming to mind is that this could end up being a very powerful asset, or it could turn out to be something very, very terrible in the wrong hands. So people as a part of this force would not be loyal to anyone in Zareth Kittrell or to the Shadowfell. They would, in fact, actually have to pledge fealty to Zelicus, who I know you guys are like, oh, you're trying to start a cult. No. Zelicus's main thing is to trying to stop a cataclysm from happening. So that is truly what everybody here would be working for, is truly the good of both planes and both worlds. So they have to take a very macro view of things and not get bogged down in day-to-day politics.
I like that. Very cool. So did they kind of set up maybe a receiving end on the other side of the portal too? Like that's defensible?
Yes. Well, no, my idea was like anything on the other, like defensible directly around the portal, that would be Barrett, but they would be up farther, like where probably garrisoned with or around the storm giants, where they would be. Because they would be proactive. They'd be the ones out there proactively, like, engaging. Like, hey, we see this shadow dragon coming. You're getting intel. All right, we're not letting it get to the gate. We're going to engage it before it gets there.
It's giving Thibbledorf Wentz Gutbuster Brigade.
Yes. Yes. Bunch of dwarves in just freaking spiked armor. But no, yeah, that's essentially what we would do.
I love it.
Yeah, and then as the city grew because of the portal and because of the trade, the outside force would become even more important. You know, stopping any kind of threat that might, appear. And plus, it sets up, hopefully sets up a very strong rapport with the storm giants. So it's always good to be friends with storm giants.
Yes. These are specifically death giants, just to remember.
Even better, death giants.
Just in case. Only important because if you were trying, just so that players know, if you were trying to like talk to storm giants, go, we know these guys, they might go, you do you?
Yep. And so that's where people, like, part of this, they would probably end up working closely with Calder's team to get an understanding of the Shadowfell. They would have to probably go through classes with Alaric just because of diplomacy, what to do, what not to do, customs, things to be, and probably even with Zelicus, when determining anything on the other side, if they have to, who to refer people to for trade.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
We could be called the Shadow Force.
Love it. All right, so you establish the
You mean the Shadow Force Rangers?
Maybe we could be the Prime Shadow Force. Prime material and Shadow Plane.
Shadow Force Prime.
We can all do really cool dance moves. Prime Shadow Force engage.
Oh.
You have to say the name of the attack before
Exactly.
you do it.
I imagine him like the Ginyu Force.
And then everyone strikes a pose. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it strictly 5-man teams?
Cool. So, in your mind, there, Seleucus, you and your sister establish something when she comes down.
Yeah. So Camilla, basically, how we kind of like got to our where we are as adults is that after kind of living on the streets in poverty for a while, Camilla had by some chance noticed this very new merchant getting scammed out of his mind in the marketplace, and she saved him from getting scammed out of his mind, and in turn he took her on as like an apprentice, even though she obviously knew more than him. And she basically lucked her way into basically running it for him. And he's now kind of just like this rich dude from the Menagerie Coast who has like this great, a pretty profitable merchant empire throughout the coast, and she more or less runs it for him because he's hopeless. And Seleucus got his start kind of just like guarding the goods, and then kills a few bandits. You turn in a few bounties, get a name for yourself. Went that route. She got the brains of the family, so that's why he wrote to her, because he has not much intelligence when it comes to how a merchant empire is run, but she would.
All right. So, and she's over what specifically?
I would guess they would probably be out of either. They would probably be out of Port Damali, I would think.
But she runs something in Zareth Kitchell?
No.
Okay, so just,
so he's writing to her like
you're getting advice from her.
Yeah, or she would show up, and it's kind of free up to interpretation on what would happen because of the way he wrote it.
Okay, well, so she can definitely come, and I'm trying to get, what is she over, like she's helping. So she's helping with inventory, or
I think she would help with the setting up of it, because she has enough work to do on her own with her other business. But she would be able to like get how the building blocks of it, of helping Seleucus like find people who know how to run a merchant's guild, basically. I think for him, he would know, like, I could find some accountants. It's like, but would you be able to trust these accountants? Do you know how to vet them? Have you looked into their family history, Seleucus? I don't know. I found him in the street.
I found him in an alley covered in manure. It's like, oh, you found Caleb.
Basically.
Why am I catching strays?
Were you covered in manure when we found you? Oh, no, not Kalen. I was making a Mighty Nine reference.
Oh my god! I'm like,
Oh, Caleb.
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 I didn't hear the B. I thought you
I
also
didn't
said
know.
Kalen.
So did I.
yeah.
The dirty wizard. The stinky wizard.
You mean a dirty, stinky wizard?
I haven't been able to reach that pitch, since I was 12, though.
Very cool. So, okay. So, this is just kind of how things are run, shipping, who's going to make the accounts and everything. We've got Alaric running the equipment for customs, basically, while Calder's running customs. The orientation. Is that sounding about right?
I was thinking like Alark is the toll collector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm vetting them to make sure that they know what it is where they're actually trying to go.
Gotcha.
And or also for the people coming from the Shadowfell being like, hey, this is your first stop, Zareth Kittrell. Here's what's around. Like, if you're planning to, go here are the few places, and here are the customs for those places. So it's letting them know there are dangers between here and there. There's no quick way there. Have potential what's it called, handshake deals where if I suggest a not a militia but a company that hires out guards.
Oh yeah,
then
you're a travel guide.
Kind of, where it's to an extent. So it's making sure that the people coming and going know where they're going and what the actual dangers are. And if it's no, you can't just go party in the Shadowfell. Get the fuck out of here. And then once I I'm yes, you can go. I send them over to Celicus and Celicus' sister to be okay, these are the documents that you have to get through. And then Alaric is there collecting okay, he's inspected. Celicus gets the shadow passes assigned and whatnot, and who the parties going through are going to be, and then Alaric goes about the inventory process of okay, this is what you're taking over. It's going to cost it's this much. You have to pay whatever the percentage is on the amount to take it over there.
And also then Celicus's people help manage where the funds that because obviously we receive a certain kind of fundage of to make these passes to pay the workers kind of thing, and this is the distributions where everything is evenly subsidized, so everyone gets enough money to cover what we're doing.
Makes sense. All right.
I'm telling you right now, Matt, my eyes immediately beeline to those sauteed midnight morals. I love me a good mushroom.
I saw the Twilight Venisons too. I was yep, that's Calder's primary food that he eats over there. I didn't even get past that. I was Twilight Venison? Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Very cool. All right, to answer some of your more questions, Luke, basically almost anything that is found or grown, it can be found at the Shadowfell, but it's shadow infused. So that would be the other shadow or twilight copper or whatnot is totally Legit.
Yeah, and maybe someone is in charge of like keeping out invasive species of things when you're.
Oh, bringing the different foods over.
Yeah,
You probably have that, but I imagine, like, I think we could see how some things have just necessarily crossover. Because you can have it tight, but stuff's happening.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or does the portal also manage to block bacteria?
It's like, oh, we brought the shadow plague. Dang it.
I'm looking at the glass skaters sweetbreads. I'm just imagining someone smuggling a whole ass glass skater because it's translucent
but
or transparent.
my thought in trying to figure out what were the rare materials is those would be the things that we could bring to the council to be like, this is what you want to get in on. This is what you want to train your merchants and smiths to work with.
Yeah, your crafters
Yes, in order to
take
have
advantage of this
yes.
the most.
So kind of give them dibs on the good stuff.
Yeah. no, I
Which is
think
kind of like government contracts.
Yeah, because initially I think because they don't have a big trade outward, but definitely right now it would be a trade between Zareth Kitchell and Cormel.
What does Zareth Kittrell have to
That's what I was
trade
thinking.
in?
Is like the stuff that Cormel is going to want from the material plane. I don't know if Zareth Kitchell just has in abundance.
They definitely are good with mortal food, like a good amount of food. Because there's a human population there that they like need a steady stream of food from the material plane. Material plane people. Because people kind of get caught up in there.
And I would sort of just whisper, like, inception the idea to the Zarzeth Kittrell Council that if they really wanted to get in the good graces of like the Queen and the Prince of Coromel, they might offer them Broomstone, like the very rarest of rare. Leave that up to them to decide if they want to do that, but I would let them know that that would be like it might be a really
premium, like
Yeah.
whatever deal you're trying to make, like that would for sure like get you what you want type trade.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Yeah, to kind of give a sense. So Zareth Kitchell is a city of about 9,000 or so.
Oh, that's quite small comparably.
Yeah.
Cormel, I think, is 50,000.
A fifth the size, less than a fifth the size.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're gonna be able to provide all that much food.
Well, so I think as we go through, I think we're gonna
Yeah.
have like people are gonna start living in Zareth, and like
And
the
vice versa,
crossovers are gonna start coming. That's what I say. Like
Ooh.
they're gonna be bringing their pets. Stuff's happening. Stuff's.
I wonder if the I don't want to call them odd colored, but the not naturally colored dragonborn, if in the Shadowfell, like they find that they end up living longer there for whatever reason due to their like biology. Like people, like some of them start living over there, like, oh, this place is dope, and they're just like feeling like energized and whatnot. But that's a thing for years to come.
I just imagine that we continually have to tell traders from the Shadowfell, stop trying to bring over water from the river Leith that makes you forget everything.
Like that becomes like a
Black
a
market.
controlled it becomes like a controlled substance.
Yeah.
Like you have to have actual specific documents to bring that over.
Remember to nag me for not cleaning up dishes.
River Styx water, controlled substance.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to give it to my husband so he forgets that we're married.
They're just like bringing it over in their water
It's like,
skins.
just
It's like,
get a divorce, you freak.
Yeah. Yeah. So the biggest thing is going to be just natural occurring ore, I think, from Zerzeth's Kitchell. That's their biggest like export. Really is just abundance of mining and ore.
Ooh.
Now that the mine that the portal is in, now that it's kind of stabilized, do the dwarves come back to look for more mithril in here?
Yeah, and I think this can actually be a place for shadow mithril, probably
Yeah.
because of that. So I think like that's another avenue.
Question, Matt, and I guess for everybody else, we now have a portal open between the prime material plane and the Shadowfell. Do we have to worry that didn't exist before? So do we have to worry about a mass of Shadowfell energy just leaking through and changing shit here over time? I'm not saying we're gonna wake up one day and bam, we're in the Shadowfell. But over time, is this something that we have to be cognizant of? And judging from the smile on Matt's face, I feel like that's a yes.
I mean, it's something to monitor at least.
Yeah, I would say worry. Yeah, I think it's going to affect this area. Yeah, like it's definitely going to change things.
I think
And then we're gonna monetize it.
know that.
We're bringing back influencers.
Miss you too, Ellie.
Miss you already.
You missed a 6-7 joke earlier. Rob did you proud.
Also, we don't know how you would do it, but we kind of came up with that you ran off with the bald, faceless man who was really hot.
She's blushing so hard right now. Oh, she's in the YouTube chat. I'm like, where is she? Oh, checking
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yes. Very cool. All right. So, as you've all done this, anything else? I think with your characters, maybe privately, incidentally, bastions are like you can put pieces of bastions here if you'd like to officially. If you want to use any specific rulings from that from the Dungeon Master Guide.
Well, I don't know if my first thought was, what if we turned like the cavern where the portal is, because you kind of got to build infrastructure there to bring it, like for people to come in. What if we just used a bastion in that place to kind of keep like monitor the in and out of the portal? So it's like we basically block the mine entrance with our bastion so that
Well, that could definitely be your bastion. Like part of that is them paying and getting in and out. So, it definitely seems like you do want to like, kind of know who goes through and who has come out. Your customs, your terms of immigration, making sure this is happening in some orderly. Apparently, you're not open borders. You're just ready. Like, hey, we got to go through and make sure this is working out.
like,
Totally
yeah.
legit.
And
It's kind of sorta like a mixture of it's like a guild hall but on weird steroids. I'm looking at the bastions right now, and it doesn't necessarily cover exactly, but it's like the same idea. Like because like guild hall as a bastion facility, like you get different things out of it, like based on the type of guild that you make. Right. Like for example, Baker's Guild, you get money, and you can make baked goods and whatnot. Then there's Brewers Guild, where you also get money, but you make ale.
As long as we have statues of us, because I think that's going to be necessary.
Okay, Himmel.
Just I mean, Bastion. Come on, jeez.
How many poses do you go through?
Just look. I think we should at least honor that hardy adventuring team that secured the portal for all time.
I think there's something to be said of like you commissioning a statue of yourself versus like someone commissioning it to commemorate you. There's a slight difference. I've not, Molly, I've not looked at like the guild hall stuff.
Where are you looking at Guildhall, actually?
So special facility descriptions under bastions.
See it. Okay.
Oh,
My eyes were not following. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'd give a special thing where that could work.
that's cool.
Yeah, I think any of those it's really easy to.
What book was Bastions under again?
DM.
Dungeon Master's Guide.
Oh, I'm here in Wildmount for some reason.
You
But
can
that's where we are.
Yeah.
there.
Guild hall isn't until like a level 17 bastion facility, so it's like it's a light game.
Yeah,
Oh, I understand.
because I think you guys earned it, so it's cool. That just means
But
you're like make me give you a guild hall.
Yeah.
That works.
It's the one of pretty much the thing that kind of feels like it applies the most, because we're essentially setting up like a traders guild, and but like with a few little extra things thrown in, like with the added armory kind of thing. But it's a bastion anyway, so it's like we're setting that up, and it comes with the guild hall.
Ooh, next up I'll get my greenhouse.
But yeah, I'm interested
So
in
so
setting
what
up
would you
bastion.
pick one of those to build off of? Because they have the Adventurers Guild, Bakers Guild, Brewers Guild, Masons Guild, Shippers, Thieves Guild. Like
I feel like it's based on like the stuff that we're getting from it, maybe, or Cormel, I mean. So
you feel like bakers. Is that what you said?
It's interesting that there's not a merchants guild.
yeah,
That was probably too broad, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you've stopped playing D&D, and now you're
Yeah.
just running a merchant guild. It's like we're gonna be real specific. It's like, okay, you have baked goods, or you make booze, or you make defenses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so but even if you don't call it that, if you just want to be like you can get items up to 500 gold from there, or earn 500 gold as an action from taxes or whatnot, I think definitely
Yeah.
flavoring it that way makes a
yeah.
lot of sense to me.
yeah.
So you could be a trade guild, it sounds like, or planar trade guild, interplanar trade guild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we just need to set up a skyport in Zarzath Kittrell.
You really trying to pick a fight with Marquette right now?
They're on the other side of the continent or globe.
World, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we'll have a good thing between their guild and your guild.
How do we add trade to your planner travel security department, Luke? Your PTSD. Planner, trade, and security department.
Yeah.
But it's technically correct in planner, but it's really just Shadowfell to Prime Material. We haven't achieved any other plane. We start opening portals to other planes in our guild hall. We become a mini Sigil.
Hey, maybe further levels. Right now, this is what you got. Right now, you got Shadowfell, and that's what we're gonna go. Maybe that's one of the things you use your leveling bastions in.
This is the origin of the Blue Rose Tavern.
So, okay. Very cool. I think we've got that. Anything within the 3 months or kind of downtime that we want to cover? Projects that you did in the meantime, just to establishing things.
Yes. If you've got yours, Luke, go ahead.
I just had to Alaric, like all this stuff with the trade that keeps Alaric busy most days, but every spare moment of time he can find, he will kind of try to isolate himself and work on his spellcraft, and maybe occasionally electrocute himself. Maybe more than occasionally, but it'll probably be worth it in the end. And then the other thing, if Celicus can find the time, is now that we have access to more powerful spells, see if we can come up with another combo.
I would be totally down. But I will also say Celicus would probably spend maybe I think he would probably have spent the first month like working on this, and then the second month I think he would kind of like be but also during that first month, kind of keeping an ear out for, hang on, I have to scroll back just a little bit. Where did I write it down? He would kind of like keep an eye out or an ear out for perhaps bodies showing up that resemble his friend Demosthenes. Mm-hmm. He probably would have tried to figure out what the like without like outright going out into look for him, but find out what the current kind of like thief population is like here. Like who are the like are they just gangs, or are they organized crime kind of things? Like who are they, without outright going out and like asking them, just like the light stuff, and then kind of just like back off from that to kind of like think about it, and like after we've gotten all of this stuff done, come to the group and be like, I think one of these groups might know about what happened to Demosthenes, but I don't know which ones. Because he would have gone to one of them, kind of thing, for when we were collecting I forget what the item was to open the portal.
It was a silver key.
Silver.
It was a
key
yeah.
Latch.
Yeah.
He would have gone to one of them for it.
Yeah. Yeah, give me investigation check.
A straight 15. with my +0. Could have gone real bad, guys.
Yeah, I think looking into it, with a 15, you track the various. You're able to track a few of the smaller gangs that have come up, and it has not been overly fruitful. However, you do remember some things that were left behind in Demosthenes, and you catch some Ravenites wearing a thread of black and silver wire around their wrist. And remember how it seems that the way that they were left them, and through some interrogations, an individual known, kind of his street name is Red Cross, is leaving Zareth Catril and simply passes you the name to look into the Black Ledger. And incidentally, you've already had a few, I would say over the few months, all of you have had some tensions have risen with an organization called the Black Ledger. They, from what you know of them, and they haven't made themselves too much of a nuisance, but just claimed a few things, asked you to provide a little bit more coin here or there. They mostly seem, or their mission statement is that to see that no Ravenite is ever powerless again. And so a few times a worker that you've had didn't get like their full pay. And even though you have forms for this, I'm sure, in addition with the form, you had a note from the Black Ledger, and someone would show up to make sure that you paid very quickly, and this didn't get overlooked.
Wait, these dudes came into our bastion trying to...
Just to make sure that you paid what you said you would.
Yeah, it's just a union.
Representatives. Yeah, I would say they represent themselves very much like that. And this is the first kind of shady thing you have, who has been this clue that's been given to Seleucus. The other things that people did during the downtime?
Yeah, so I would have probably been spending probably around like half the time going back and forth, just working out the details with Eldrith of like what do people need to know on both sides when crossing type thing to work that out, because obviously I can't be on both sides, or like my people are telling them, hey, these are the dangers of going to the Shadowfell, and they would be saying, these are the dangers of going to the material plane. And whilst doing that, I would be trying to like not fuse, but fully like integrate the absorption of Obi into myself and my Fey nature while I'm over there. So trying to just like acclimate myself, like meditating and just seeing like how my magic changes or feels different when I'm there versus the material plane, and just trying to kind of like solidify this connection, like Kid Gohan after he had his potential unleashed by the Elder Namekian, I forget his name. So just trying to like understand what this potential is within myself, besides, you know, getting the people that would be part of like my department of this, and also doing trying to find what information I could, bless you, in regards to the situation happening in the Lotus Den Forest while on the material plane, and seeing what information I could find about that, or if people on the Shadowfell side kind of know anything about that stuff, and just trying to see how do I go about fixing this, or trying to like just discern what the darkness is there that is like corrupting the trees and the creatures, and just getting more info on that, because I only have about 9 more months to figure it out. So consolidating my potential and figuring out.
Andrea has 11 months.
8 more months. Luke, that's a custom payment to Matt, since you brought up the calendar that you said.
I couldn't resist.
Luke has to pay a fee whenever he tries to introduce a calendar.
He hated me.
Oh Christ! So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do: consolidate my Fey nature to become more one with it and see what that is, and then figuring out what's happening in the Lotus Den Forest, and start trying to get threads so that eventually we can head out and do that. And maybe I convince the gang, hey, okay, we spent a good 3 months setting this up. Let's trust the people we hired and the structures we've put into place. Can we go check out what's going on in Cheris?
Very good. So getting all right. So yeah, I'd say I guess give me investigation check as you're trying to understand all those things.
I too am making just a flat roll. Fuck, it's cocked. It's like half on 20, half on 2.
No.
8.
Oh.
Zareth Kipper doesn't know shit about Lotus Den Forest. Or at least nothing that they're willing to share with me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So looking, I would say I would say you are able to learn that, interesting enough, it is politically neutral, even though like basically every nation has decided it's too dangerous to fully explore and try to make use of.
So you said the forest is too dangerous to make. Sorry, could you say that one more time?
Yeah, first because they're too dangerous. Not worth the risk of getting any interest there. Both by the Kryn dynasty and the Empire. And let's say, in addition, yeah, like all you just realize that there is there seem to be issues with missing and hearing reports of vicious nightmares plaguing the children of Cheris. Since we got to cities, Cheris says 950 people.
All right, so that part hasn't changed.
53% Dragonborn. Yeah, so a lot of your stuff is like kind of backing it up, but I would say you're getting like maybe some good information, since I don't want to totally take away your it's like you just think it's reliable. But yeah, I think anything in particular, just know that there is a treetop temple to Melora in Cheris. Might be worth.
You mean we get to go play priestesses of Melora?
Oh my god.
That's a throwback. Holy.
Yeah. Alog's putting all these plans in there in the private chat. Very cool. In that case, why don't we go ahead? If there's anything else on downtime we want to cross off?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would like to. It's 3 things. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. One, like I put in there, he would like to learn how to use Smith's tools.
Yep.
He feels like now having access, to the possibly being able to get his hands on some shadow mithril, he could maybe make himself some armor, give him a little bit more protection while keeping him mobile. So that would be the first thing. The second thing, he would be spending some time to try and find out who killed our party member way back when, because it seems like everybody has forgotten about it, but Kalen has not. He didn't know him well, but he was still a member of his party, and no one gets to lay their hands on members of the party and not have some kind of retribution. And the third thing would be he would try to reconnect with his family.
Okay.
So while Celicus was trying to do it subtly, you were actually going around trying to find it.
Yep, in the most barbarian way possible.
Yep.
Yeah. Not talking to each other. They just assume everyone else has forgotten. Oh, you assholes.
That's amazing.
Celicus is like, I found out information by being smart and not walking into a place where I could get stabbed horrifically.
Oh, man.
Like
Exactly.
how
The person he's warned me.
It may not work out well for you.
For Kalen, then we'll do a persuasion check.
Yes, persuasion. What my character is known for.
Yeah, because Celicus and I are real big brainiacs knowing how to investigate.
All right. Let's see how this goes. Let's run it. Oh my god. It was on a 20 and it rolled off. 2.
Literally had the same thing happen.
2. God damn it.
Oh man.
Interesting.
Interesting, he says.
All right. First things first. For your proficiency, let's do 100 gold.
100 gold. Okay. I have a question. What was the persuasion check for?
Your investigation. Because you said you did the most barbarian way possible, which to me
So
is
couldn't I do
who did
intimidation?
this? What? What's your question?
Intimidation?
Which is persuasion, right?
Oh, okay.
Are you
Because
proficient- are you proficient in-
I rolled actual persuasion, whereas my intimidation at least gives me proficiency in +3.
Cool.
But your die roll was a 2,
So
right?
that's a
So you'd be
5.
5.
Yes.
I would like a 5 instead of a 2, please.
All these moral victories where you can.
I would like to be stabbed in the front instead of the back, please.
Well, kind of, yeah.
I'm s-
I love it. So weird.
I actually forgot they were both charisma, so I was like, well, maybe one's no.
Yeah, I apologize. I think I forgot intimidation existed for a moment. Too much take over. So there's okay, so a 5. That's a little better than a 2. I'll give
Yeah.
a little more
That's
credit
like-
to 5.
150% better than 2.
Actually, yeah, all right.
Look, I like that. Thank you.
Sure.
So you said 100 gold for the proficiency?
Yeah.
Okay.
So indeed, I believe as you I think as you're going forward there, you're in the underground, in the understreets, trying to get as much information as you can. There, as much as Kaylin is strong, as you're going on to one night after a particular round where you've been shouting at people, trying to like really know what's happening, you feel from the dark about 12 hands take hold of you, hold you down, even with your immense strength. Just the surprise of it is, I think, at least puts you off for a moment. And you feel a scaled cheek against yours. Your friend incurred a debt.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, sure. Sorry. This got put up.
Turn my volume up.
There we go. Your friend incurred a debt. It has been settled. Any further action by you or your traitorous blue friend will incur your own debts, of which you do not want to owe us. And then you feel the presence leave your cheek as the hands release. You cannot see them. You realize you're in utter darkness. Even going to a torch seems to not even light.
Are my hands free?
Mm-hmm.
I take off my wrap and I put on the wrap of Zelicus.
Yeah. So you gotta put that on. Remember, this is one use.
Yes.
All right. Give me a perception with advantage.
Perception with advantage. All right. There it is. 18, 22 for the first one. Oh, and 23.
Okay. In a flash, you're able to get the rough ideas of their shapes. Some blind sight is very much like you're not seeing like colors or those things, but you understand where they're running. And say, going to follow, because that's out to a range of what, like 60 feet, if I remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You realize they go below a sewer, into tunnels below, but you're able to follow from above if you wish.
Yes.
Okay. Then running, keeping up from above without them fully knowing. They enter. For certain, the tunnels seem to lead, and they go into the main headquarters of the Black Ledger.
Okay. With that, since I don't have a whole lot of time, I will head back to, I guess, where we're all staying.
Yeah. All right. I think that could probably be towards the end of the downtime. Sounds good. Because then we could probably, it sounds like we're going to actually start playing some game here,
Yeah.
I'd imagine. But let's go ahead and take our break and come back and gonna get things rolling.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm here.
All right. So pretty much, right when you're back, you're running to tell the group.
Yeah, let them know.
Well, so I think first off, where do we feel like we're staying, guys? Do we have a little home? Some of your gold, I think, was meant to kind of provide a little place for you.
I feel like they set us up with like a ramshackled ish house, 2 rooms. We're kind of all bunking together like crazy people.
Or close friends.
As we're all like jammed into different corners. No, I'd say it's at least a 3-room.
I mean, we've slept in close quarters before. The dome is only so big.
Yeah, Celicus is what could up with, I don't know, maybe like Calder's hair in his mouth.
Why my hair? It's not like I have super long hair.
I don't know, I can't tell from your picture very well.
I mean, we have that Guildhall / Bastion place, right?
What is there a barracks, and are we taking up beds there?
I thought rooms came with a bastion, like
Yeah, basic facilities.
Oh yeah.
like the ones you don't have to pay for, the basic.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So it could just be like
Staying at the bastion.
staying at the bastion.
Yeah. In that case, what do you think the quarters looks like? Or the common room?
Like Alaric's room is a mess. The kind of like books and papers and formula and all just scattered all over the place. It makes sense to him, but if you were to kind of look, it's like when you see like a hoarder that has just stuff piled up everywhere. So it's mostly books, but it's just
So Matt, picture my conspiracy theory wall, and that's Alaric's room.
yeah. But the dichotomy of Alaric is that his personal space horribly cluttered. Like the common room, he would keep that clean. Like, so maybe a couch, maybe some chairs, throw rug. Only 3 bookshelves, just a modest, small collection.
Perfect.
Some of
I
the
think my room would be pretty sparse. It'd have like as opposed to like an actual bed, it's got like the hammock like I have back in my own bastion down in Draconia, or actually not Draconia, in the upper part of the ruins of Draconia. Just like a small dresser, a spot to like have my loot, like how you have like guitar stands. Like I've got like my loot stand, and then the only thing, there's 2 things really furnishing it. There's like a full-length mirror, and then a statue that looks like it's just of myself, but those of you that know Obi see that it's actually Obi. It's kind of like this fusion of the 2 of us, where like you look at it from one angle and you see Obi, and from another you see me, because of how the paint was, the type of paint that was used that I got commissioned, that it's like this shifting color paint, so I can still see the two of us. So
People
that
have a
just-
painting instead of a sculpture. Got it.
yeah, but it's small, like just in my room, not like out. Not quite a venticular because it is an actual statue, but venticular effect, where because he would purposely copy my clothing and whatnot, and just shift the color that he got, as an homage to Obi. But besides that, it's very like bag, always like go bag next to the door, ready to just head out when I need to.
Kalen has his room is Spartan as well. It is an armor rack, a weapons rack, an uncomfortable bed, and a meditation area. For him, this is a place where he sets his head to sleep. He meditates. He comes for a long time. He's not going to be bed rotting, so to say. So his room is, he's a soldier through and through. Keeping it sparse, kind of like Calder said, because when it's time to go, it's like heat. You need to be able to drop everything and leave stuff within 60 seconds.
Oh goodness! Not the armor rack, weapon rack, Kalen rack.
Did we get Celicus's?
Nice one, Luke.
No. So Celicus's room is a weird mixture of like comforts, but also just like very tight, like what would be like military tidiness. So there's his like sleeping area where like that is very tidy, like it's not it's like could get up, go off and do some kind of like fighting, and like it wouldn't look like it's been slept in kind of thing. All of his weapons are very neatly on racks when they're not being worn on his person. But then there's the other half of the room that's the workspace, and on the whole wall is sketches of different parts of the tapestry he's been working on that have been pinned up. And the new addition after his sister had come and she will be leaving in, I don't know, maybe like I'd say the next month or so. I'm trying to imagine how long it takes to get here and then to leave. So I'm going to assume like in the first month she didn't show up, and then the third month she's been here, and then she's staying for like another month and then leaving. She had brought, and I say brought, she had smacked him in the snout with some of his belongings that had been left in where they had stayed, because she figured he'd need them. And among them was a piece that she had made herself that she likes to affectionately say is much superior to any of his handiwork, because he has big fat man hands that are more suited to punching in skulls than the fine art of embroidery. And if you've ever seen the unicorn tapestries, is what I'm evoking in my mind. It's similar to that, but like instead of a unicorn, it's like a really grand stag with these antlers that branch out into what look kind of like a tree, like tree branches, and like the edges of them have like leaves like curling out of them kind of thing. It's very ornate and beautiful. And he's like, it's just like kneeling down before a pool of water, and it's a very fine tapestry of beautiful thread, and in the water There's fine blue beads sewn into it to evoke like ripples. And it's it's by far the most finest thing in this room. But some of like the sketches that he's made is like of a great shadow of of like what you assume to be by his description, the dragon Grimshale that we had fought, other warriors that have fought by our side, pictures of them that he has like sketched out. I think one of the new pictures. Some have seen some of the pictures that he's made, but among one of the new ones happens to be an image of two brothers. One is like it is it's kind of like a mirror image of like how it's being held. But one is like looking towards the other brother while the other one is looking away. But I think we're kind of in the kind of like dining room common area. Seleucus is with Alaric, and he has like a paper in front of him, or a piece of parchment where has these like scribblings of like of Alaric's calculations of like power balancing, electricity, and like the kind of like damage output, and whether or not it can be like how it can be constrained into a particular dimension, to like alter like the shapes of like particular outputs of electricity.
Until that, I guess Kaylin, how do you enter the room, and then by your character?
So I kind of come in, enter the bastion, go in my room, seclude myself for an hour while the blindness wears off.
That's right. You got the 60-foot blind sight for an hour to then, or was it for an hour?
I have blind sight for 8 hours.
Oh, yeah. You're blind sight for 8 hours, and then you're blind for an hour afterwards.
I mean, you could talk to them while you have the blind sight going.
Oh yeah, so I'll have it on, and I'll gather everyone and look at each one of them through the eyes, and I'll say, it had to have been serious for me to use this.
Yeah, you got that from the hawk.
No,
you said it was. I
got this from Seleucus.
It was delivered by the hawk. Sorry, excuse my wording. I thought you said you could only use that once. What happened?
He takes a deep breath and he was like, I seem to have found our killers. And it is none other than the Black Ledger. But this time they made a very fatal mistake. They put their hands on me, incapacitated me, but did not kill me. And for that, those motherfuckers must die.
For not killing you?
For putting their hands on me and threatening me.
Oh.
He looks over at Seleucus and he says, in fact, they called you the traitor. I could only assume because of that tale you got.
Again, I was a child at the time. There's only so many things a child can do.
He puts his hand up.
Still,
he puts his hand up to kind of stop you, and he's like, That makes no difference to me. You know, I do not care. But to them and other people, it does. So while I am fully on your side, I just feel you need to know that these members of the Black Ledger, what they actually think of you.
What did they threaten you with?
He said their exact words is that I didn't write it. What was his name?
Demosthenes?
Yeah, Demosthenes. When I was looking into Demosthenes' death, a group of them came up from behind, threw something in my eyes so that I couldn't see, and then jumped on me. One of them got real close to the point where I could smell it, and he said, "Your friend died paying a debt. You and that traitorous blue friend of yours need to leave this alone, or you'll end up like him."
Calder, I told you a couple of those.
Yeah, you'd
groups
mentioned
that-
the Black Ledger.
They've been causing problems too with our people.
What problem?
There was one of the workers. Apparently somebody stiffed him on his payment for his work, and in the process of us tracking down who did it.
Yeah,
and
Roderick. I got
reprimanding
rid
him.
of him after I found out about that.
Yeah,
That was a
in that
personal feud he had with him, and so I got rid of him immediately.
in the process of it, we ended up receiving at first we weren't sure if it was a threat or a firmly worded angerous note, but one or it's kind of the same thing, saying that no Ravenite should be powerless ever again. And we weren't necessarily sure if it meant, like, was it for this one specific person or all of them? We have plenty of Ravenite workers. Many of them have never experienced this problem, so we weren't sure.
Granted, it was the first time something like this had ever come up, and we nipped it in the bud immediately. So it seems like they haven't really done as much investigating as they probably should have, or they'd have known that.
You guys don't seem to understand it doesn't matter to them. When they say no Ravenite, yes, they mean all of them. I know these people. I know how they think. They do mean every one of them. It doesn't matter if they know them, if they don't know them. It doesn't matter if they have a history in this feud or not. And you see the frustration growing in his face. He's like, by the very fact that they are born one way or another, these people think automatically one person is better than the other. You see him he's like, it takes a deep breath. Is absolutely maddening. But there's more to this. After they scurried back into the sewers like the cockroaches they are, they didn't quite realize I had this, and he taps his blindfold. One of the things of the benefits of this is that it gave me blind sight, allowed me to see without the use of my eyes. They didn't really realize that, so they scurried back in, and topside, I followed them. I now know where their hideout is.
And what do you want to do with that information?
Preferably, I'd like to blow the whole thing up.
Right.
Kill everyone involved, put their heads on pikes outside, and let them know that if you want to bring back the old ways, we got something for you.
So,
Is this strictly Ravenites that wish for the old ways? I thought this was,
No.
Demosthenes people a thieves guild of sorts.
Look,
I don't know much about this group other than they're serious.
Is branched out.
Serious enough to kill to keep things quiet.
Serious enough to threaten me and not finish the job. Talk about research. They should have done their research on who the fuck they were grabbing.
So are the four of us enough to take down an entire thieves guild with no planning or research?
When did I say no planning or research?
It sounded like you wanted to go there now.
Oh, I very much do. But while I'm angry, I am not stupid.
Okay.
I know,
Is this-
arguable.
No, I've never thought that you were stupid. Is this something that we want to bring up with the council to see if they want to make this a Zareth Kittrell excising of this thieves group, or I don't want to call them radicals. I don't know all of them or what they are doing, because I am all I was equally as angry as they were in regards to when I found out that Roderick was stiffing what's his name? Crap. Alaric, help.
Are you talking about the Ravenite that...
The Ravenite that Roderick was stiffing, like he wasn't giving us full pay. You know I'm terrible with names.
Oh,
You remembered Roderick's name?
Yeah, because I was furious when I found that out, and I was the one that fired him.
I think it was Sabar.
Sabar, yes. So I was equally as furious when I found out Sabar was being taken advantage of by Roderick. So I understood, like, when you mentioned that note, I was like, yeah, obviously we treat all of our employees fairly and pay them what, was promised. So I didn't take it as a threat. I was like, oh, okay, they heard about it. They wanted to make sure that it was known, but clearly they didn't either realize that we'd already taken care of the problem or didn't care and were just trying to express their frustrations.
Old wounds do not heal quickly. A Ravenite missing his pay is very reminiscent of how it was before the war. And nobody would care. And I appreciate that you do, and I know that you do. However, for them, it's almost like a canary in a coal mine. It's a initial warning of things are going back to how they used to be. That and the fact that we have he kind of nods over to Celicus, we have a dragonkin with us, only helps to move that along. Now, I'm the newest here, so maybe that's why they let me live, is because I was a Ravenite, or I am a Ravenite. But needless to say, I have a feeling we definitely need to bring this up to the council. Even if they choose not to help us, at least we can begin to see who might be aligned with them on the council.
I mean, I think we know.
I don't.
Is that Rob saying you don't, or Kalen saying he doesn't?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
yeah,
I remember
I
I
don't
only
think
met
you were there.
Seraphesha.
Yeah. That's right.
Ramosi Runic.
Yes.
He's among the council who we met. He seems to be the most steadfast isolationist of the group.
Would that name ring a bell with me, Matt?
Yeah, so Ramosi Runic would have been well, you tell me. I guess would probably know him, and I'll what type of things did you necessarily do? Were you like, what was the specialty you did in the fighting?
I was like a frontline shock troop.
Okay. And I think your memory of Ramosi would have been someone who often sat in on the briefings, and especially the debriefings. Occasionally would write a note that would seemingly always be listened to, and bring in certain intelligence. But you probably never had occasion where you two would have interacted. He was almost like part of the commanding of the commanders.
Gotcha. He was command. He was like officer. I was enlisted.
Yeah, you could say that.
I will. Kind of gonna. Oh, okay. I think I remember who you were talking about. I know him by sight. I don't really know who he is, but I know of him. But you all actually interacted and spoke with him?
Oh, yes. One of
The
the three
first
council
time.
members.
We met the full council, yes.
That's probably who Zarathasha meant then.
The other thing we might consider is that this what did you call it, the Black Ledger?
That's what they call themselves, apparently.
This I know nothing about them, but I do know that thieves guilds can have multiple chapters in multiple cities, which means if in the event that we just go in and blow it up, as you say, and demolish everything and everyone there, that's just one head, and now we've made enemies of an organization that could be much larger, who is going to go eye for eye like we have and come for us.
I hope you're not suggesting we do nothing or I let this slide. I cannot let this slide.
Well, let's pose a hypothetical, Kaylin. Let's say that you have wronged someone in a terrible way, and the loved ones of the person you've wronged come and they kill you. Is that fair?
Yes.
Is it then fair for your loved ones to go and kill the loved ones that killed you?
Yes.
And
When
on
does
and
it-
on and on.
When does it end?
When one side is dead.
That doesn't end. That just keeps going.
No. You can. He gives you a very dead ass look in your face. Is like, no. You can eliminate something root and stem.
You can believe that, but it doesn't make it true. You can think you've done it.
We'll have to agree to disagree then.
Because if we go in and take vengeance or justice or whatever you want to call it on those within the Black Ledger, every single person in there has family and friends that then, according to you, have a right to our lives.
He's giving you this pretty much a flat look.
And they have the numbers, which means they can get us root and stem long before we get them. I'm not saying we do nothing. I'm just saying that it's going to be challenging to get justice or vengeance or whatever you're after here. Because yes, they killed Demosthenes, but we don't know why they killed Demosthenes. There
What
are
about the one? How about the one who actually did the threatening of me?
of leave us alone or we'll come after you? That threaten?
Or yes, putting some kind of chemical in my eye, holding me down, and then threatening my life and calling someone in my party a traitor, and threatening hers if we don't leave it alone and let them run roughshod. That cannot happen, because the moment they believe that they can do whatever they want to us, they will.
This sounds like if we can get some more information, you challenge this person in the pits and they have to follow you around for a week to see what it is that we're actually doing, so that way they can... You don't change a people's mind through violence. You have to show them that your way is better. And we, believe it or not, have been elevated to a point within Zareth Kittrell that we have to show people that what we're doing is better than what staying isolated will do for them. They have measures for when people have political disagreements or religious disagreements. And it's not murder.
I will say this,
or the
though.
culling of a full line of people.
I will say this too, though, Calder, that some people's hatred and memory last a long time.
Kaylin nods.
Kaelin is partially upset on your behalf, Celicus. Do you care that a random Ravenite hiding in the sewers called you a traitor?
Honestly, I think when we first walked into the city, 90%, at least 90% or more of the populace considered me a traitor, just on sight.
So are you going to show them violence and retribution for the things done to Demosthenes, or are you going to try something else?
I want to know why they killed him. I want to know what it... A debt can mean a lot of things to thieves. A debt could mean a life owed. It could mean he stole something from somebody. It could mean he said and insulted somebody.
So
Thieves have a very interesting stretch to what they can consider a debt.
So final decision on what to do aside, do you think first steps is information gathering?
I do think that we should. I think marching in there without knowing exactly how big their organization is
Would be
could be
suicide.
bad for us. Yes. At least knowing their numbers. And to point out, I don't know whether or not they would have organizations in other cities. It seems that I would think an organization that is purely looking out for, in a most zealous way, for Ravenites would primarily be in a city that has the most of them.
But do they have connections and debts that they can call in?
I wouldn't be surprised if thieves... They share territory. They pay each other off. If And there's, I know there's more than one guild presence here.
And they have contracts that they can place on us. All of that aside, I'm of the mind that we need more information. And so I guess we find out, we need to ask ourselves, well, what does that look like? What information are we trying to get? Are we trying, is primary objective to discover what Demosthenes owed? Why the debt he had to pay was his life? Because the other difficulty is that Demosthenes.
Can you repeat that? I was looking something up.
What is the question we're trying to answer here? Is it, what did Demosthenes owe that cost him his life? Like, what was his debt? And
why would they become so angry that we were looking into it? I mean, if it was just a debt and it was just someone they killed.
Well, how did you go about looking into it?
I went around asking.
Asking how?
What do you mean?
So I also get that look on his face, like, what do you mean asking?
Walked around town, said, asked the barkeep, asked people that night that we were there. The person who, I gave a description, went around and asked people.
All right, let's imagine Calder is this barkeep, or one of the people that you asked. How did you ask him?
Let's say, hey, you, got a question for you. Give him the description. Say, you remember seeing him maybe, that would probably be last week, right? Or no, it'd be because of the time skip 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yep. Say, about 3 months ago, obviously, 3 months ago, people don't really remember, so I really didn't get anything. But obviously, word got to them. Now, tell me, I didn't get anything, but yet they sought me out. Does that seem normal?
Well, I don't know the designs of a thieves guild. I've never been a part of one.
I wasn't a part of a thieves guild, but I was a pirate of Darktoe, and I can say, in the prior Plank King's term, if somebody went around asking questions about you or your crew, yes, sometimes some crews would send a message back that, hey, you're barking up the wrong tree. Drop it if you know what's good for you. But on a separate note, Demosthenes was a mercenary and an adventurer. He was never gonna die of old age in his sleep. And yes, he was a team member, and I'm all for finding out what exactly happened. I don't need to... I have no want to start up a new war within Zereth Kittrell. These people have gone through enough. Your people have gone through enough that we don't need to be starting a civil war within the city, especially when we're in the midst of a project as large as we are of trying to bring in trade from another plane of existence and trying to build up Zereth Kittrell through that project.
But I will also say on that note, Calder, they've already punched a little pigeonhole into things once. What's to stop them from doing it again?
The other sort of dilemma that we might face is if the Ravenites of the city feel like the Black Ledger has their back, is looking out for them, then that makes us the underdog.
That's where I come in, because I am a Ravenite. And if they see it's one Ravenite pursuing another one, it becomes less about you.
I will say that all it takes is a skilled orator to convince a mass populace that any Ravenite that has dealings with a dragon blood is also a traitor.
And therein lies the danger of the Black Ledger.
I'm not saying they are doing that. I'm saying that anyone could do that. It's just right now they currently have the backing of the people on their side. We are fighting. We would be. It's an uphill battle, and we can't even see the top. So, where do we go for information?
In my experience, it would be the ones who suffer from what thieves do the most.
Steal? Is that stereotyping? What do you mean?
It means the ones who have to deal with all of the problems. The guard force, the guards. The ones
I was just thinking about that.
All the robberies reported to.
Does Zarseth Kitchell have a town guard?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have a natural, mostly volunteer.
Mm.
Because there's not a lot of money that kind of runs around the city. So it's mostly volunteer forces. And I think as you've been here, they're surprisingly effective. They quell most things.
And the other thing that tends to loosen tight-lipped persons of interest is coin. Paying for the information we're after seems like it might be par for the course in a thieves guild.
And considering we just came into a great deal of wealth, I suppose it has to go somewhere.
But I don't have any other ideas, so I think going to the guard to ask to see if we can discover what they know about the Black Ledger could be a first step.
So it's kind of looks back and forth. Is yeah, let's go, guys. Caitlin, aren't you supposed to go blind after that?
He looks at me and says, "Yes, once this wears off, I'll be blind for an hour."
Okay. When did you put it on? As he looks up, looks out, kind of tries to take stock of what time it is.
About how long has it been?
I say probably about 2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's about 2 hours ago, and I was like, I'll be fine. You guys go ahead and check out the guard without me. I don't think I will be much help in that situation given my current demeanor.
We can talk to Lulu and her brother. The yellow and pink that we met when we first got here. Again, I'm bad with names. I remembered Lulu because that's who I first introduced. Her brother, I really need to
I think
work on that.
I think I might have wrote it down. Let me see.
Matt,
Mhm.
as soon as they leave to the guard shack or to go talk to the guards, I'm going to go talk to Zarathacia.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Found it.
It's in my
That
notes,
was
yeah.
Lulu's sister,
Mhm.
not the older green dragonborn.
No, yeah. No, hold on. Where is it?
The local police are called the Wardens of the Ravine.
Yeah.
Yes, Dallas is Lulu's
that too.
sister. Lulu was the yellow.
Yes. I don't
There
know
we
if we
go.
got
And Dallas
the name
was
of the
pink.
green.
Motopass.
Yep. But yeah, we can go talk to Lulu.
I think Lulu was also part of.
I have one question.
Or-
Is Caleb being particularly deceptive on what his plans are afterwards? After we leave, when he tells us he like to go on without him.
Will this be Demosthenes 2? The
Sorry.
second splitting
He's
of the
doing
party.
his best to act nonchalant, so
So yeah,
Kalen nonchalant. Yeah, that's not suspicious.
Do we want to do a deception versus insight? I think.
I already rolled it. 17.
Let's do that
17.
deception.
I'm not beating that. But
He could roll an actual 20. You never know.
oh my god,
close.
if I had any bonuses whatsoever, maybe.
Oh, you were both rolling.
That was
flat,
real
so
close. I
that
know.
was just rollies.
And with +0
Yeah, both
rollies.
of you were at +0, so it was just rollies.
Yep, that rolls.
Amazing.
So you suspect something?
I think Celicus will kind of like narrow his eyes
I
a
got a
bit and
6.
be
I don't suspect nothing. I believe you wholeheartedly.
He's
I'm
a
like,
stand-up guy.
It's like he's definitely not going to do the same thing that Demosthenes did and potentially die. Also, there's no way. Like he's way more tactical than that.
We're walking out. We totally believe you. Celicus kind of stops in the doorway, turns over his shoulder, kind of like sees a single sweat bead go down your scale and be like,
Dude,
Kaylin?
What?
I don't know. I'm just imagining some shit here.
You now.
Kaylin, you're not going to go out and hunt somebody down, are you?
He looks and he
What?
says,
No,
"Absolutely
he just
not."
said he wouldn't.
Yeah, he said it wouldn't.
He said he's going to
I'm
cool
not
down
hunting
because he's
anyone
going to go
down.
blind at any point in time now.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. How do you think he survived the war?
Brutality. But thank
Hey.
you.
Hey, you're not helping your case against Celicus right now, Kalen. What are you
He says-
saying?
He says, Celicus, I promise. And he's being very sincere. I have no plans on hunting anyone down. I'm going to take this time to go talk to my family. And I am going to go to my family's domicile, just maybe take a longer route around.
At this point, Celicus is going to choose to believe you because he would at that. And he's being like, "Fine, just don't go marching off to interrogate anybody without us."
He does the whole cross my heart, hope to die.
Please don't die.
Why would anyone hope for that? I don't.
Honestly, we lose enough people around here.
Throws up 3. He's all right then. 3 fingers, Dragon Scouts honor.
What are you volunteering for?
There haven't been dragon scouts in a long time, Kalen.
He kind of chuckles and he says, "No, you knew that."
Celica's kind of like mutters under his breath about minty cookies.
The worst part of the Draconian's fall, we lost Thin Mints in Exandria. The technology is destroyed. The recipe's in the ruins.
That's the real treasure. That was what was on the third tier
Yeah.
of the.
It was just the gardens where I could have gotten the seeds because I
Yep.
actually have the.
The secret recipe.
The bank.
Draconian.
The seed vault. We've got to get back there after we
Also
visit Tara.
known as dragon minties.
Dragentes.
All right.
Split the party! Split the party!
Yeah. So is this Kalen, then Celicus, Alaric, and Calda going a separate direction?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going right to Xanathasia, Keelan?
I keep getting muted. Sorry. Yeah, as soon as they kind of go around the corner, I give it like a minute or two, and then I hop out and head over to speak with Sarah say her, the blue dragon skin.
That one.
Yeah.
The one with a really long name that makes me think of Sherazad.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah,
But
she's
it's
just
not.
Scheherazade from now on.
I'm pretty sure I have a cousin named Sarathasia.
She's gonna tell us lots of stories, and then
Right.
she won't die.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know. I'll throw anything. Yeah. Putting your rack there. I'm trying to find it for a second. There we go. Sarathasia. Here we go. All right. So. All right. I think making your way over, it's given who you are in your previous conversation, it's a little bit of a wait, but you are shown to her private office, where you're let in after a few folks have left. I think. Give me a perception check.
I wish my son wouldn't have taken all my damn dice. All right. 19.
All right. In that case, as you approach, you wait, and one figure leaves before she's able to see you. And given your general abilities, you can recognize the figure as one of the ones you chased. They don't stop, they do not pause, they just walk and keep going.
Okay.
Then you are free to see Sarathasia.
Oh, that changes shit. That changes shit real quick. I walk in and kind of give her a bow and go, "Greetings, Sarathasia."
Keelan, what can I do for you?
Oh, I figured it was time we meet. Remember when we first met? I think it was probably the first day I was back in Zarathitral that I met you. That was about right, yeah? Well, you told me we could have a friendly relationship if I were to inform on what this group was doing, correct?
Yes, I seem to remember that helping me understand what was happening would help me help all of you.
Oh, I mean, unless you don't care or don't want to know, in which case I will show myself out. No worries. I don't want to bother you.
Kind of puts an eyebrow up. She goes, if it's something you feel like is important, I would always listen to you, Caitlin.
I just wanted to talk to you about your thoughts on the whole tunnel between the Shadowfell and the Promaterial Plane. Do you really think it's a good idea that we have this open?
I think it is probably the best compromise that could have had. I was for us beginning to trade with the larger world. This has put a pause on it, but probably in the best possible way. It's internal. We have little to really fear from much of our city being known of. It's actually maybe a perfect first step as we get used to understanding other cultures and being able to operate without reliving our past constantly.
Very true. I also have a little question. I noticed that I didn't write it down. What was the council member's name that used to be in the debriefings?
Vermosi.
Vivosi?
Vermosi Rennick.
Verbo.
M. VRM.
Oh, Vernosi. I asked Sarathasia, I say, how has Vernose been? And how did he actually get on the council? I mean, I remember him from the war, but not that I ever interacted with him, but I always saw him, he seemed to be the intel guy. But
Indeed.
I was shocked. What would I know? But I see he's now part of the council. Is he still in charge of information?
Officially, you wouldn't say so, but his contacts still lean that way. To say there's several sources he cultivates to keep getting information, and honestly, I think we've avoided several catastrophes because of it. He saw a lot during the war. I was young. I hardly remember anything about it. I was kept far away, and a good portion of our city weren't even alive during it.
Last question for you, and then I will get out of here. I was really on my way to see my family. You heard about what I was doing in the city, right?
I don't know. You mean recruiting for your response team?
Yeah, for the SRT.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I have two questions in that. One, do you happen to have anybody that you could recommend that that might fit well? And two, I wanted to take the recruits that we have, kind of see what they're made out of and test their mettle. Normally, I would want to take them to the Shadowfell, but we haven't really trained enough. I don't think it's quite that time yet. Is there any place locally, like, I can tell you right now, other cities, you can go into sewers and kill rats, giant rats, and all that, kind of get a little experience. Do you have any place like that here?
Well, thankfully, our sewers don't harbor monsters like other places I've heard of. They're. I mean, I don't think they'd be big enough to go through. At least, I'm not in charge of that end of things, but just from my understanding. But as far as where one might go, I would suppose the Lotus Den forest would be the most expedient.
Lotus Den, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Believe your friends have some experience there.
I do think I remember him talking about that. Okay, well, I appreciate your time very much, and should something pop up, I will come see you. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Of course. Goes anytime.
All right. He stands up. He's like, "You're gonna escort me, or I can see myself out, right?"
Oh yes, go ahead.
All right. I will actually head out and head back to the Bastion.
Okay. Just kind of waiting for your friends to return.
Yep.
All right. In that case, that's where you're headed. We will go ahead and end for tonight and come back next week.